Hey guys, hopefully you guys can hear me well. Um, I'm I'm doing this video as an open challenge. I've tried to reach out to atheists on YouTube in the comment section, and nobody is willing to take my challenge except one person, in which I don't recommend anyone debates him. He's not. He I could have went further with him, but semi-scholar fiction as a mini atheist. But I've talked to Seth McCann, and Seth McCann is. I'm not trying to insult scholar fiction's intelligence, but scholar fiction is hard-headed, and he's more unreasonable than who I've talked to. So I'm doing this open challenge not to challenge him, even though I would want to challenge him if it would get anything good across, if I would make any good points, be spirit-filled doing the whole thing. This is an open challenge. I know I don't have such a big channel, guys, but if you examine how knowledgeable I am, and if you examine how knowledgeable I am, you will see that I am worth the discussion. I'm not just some random person who thinks he wants to talk to an atheist. I'm actually, I don't have to go into that, but this is open challenge to aronra, to the essence of thought, who I debated in the comment section, and he is just so emotional and such. It just was emotional. His reasoning is emotional. A lot of these atheists, they pride themselves on their intellect, but when their intellect is more emotion, that's not intellect. That's just emotion. Emotion is not a basis for actuality. Emotion is what you look for to connect with what's already there. And the historical inconsistency of anybody, you make this statement, the historical inconsistency, and just it's not consistent. It's not logical. It's not factual. It's just a cultural or a time frame worldview. Someone marrying a young woman, whether it's a Muslim, whether anything. Historically, back in the 1800s, people would marry very young because they would die earlier on. It was known they would die at a young age, or was expected they would die at a young age, so they would marry earlier on. There's a difference between somebody marrying somebody young at this time because of the availability of women at this time, and because of the average lifespan. And to even want to think to marry somebody very young would be weird. As you can see, you have all these women, but you want to marry something young because it's a form of gaining control. It's a form of domination. It's perverted. So, the perversion comes to if it's incorrect with culture and it's incorrect with logic. But if it's correct with logic and with culture, it's a cultural perspective and a consistent in the society, sociological consistent perspective in that worldview in the time frame. It is not that weird. It's weird here because we have such availability. If you want to marry such a young woman, even a child, that's pretty weird. It's pretty illogical, and we can trace it. People in this culture, they do it out of weird motives. So there's a difference. But the basis of my challenge to debate is epistemology. It's the theory of knowledge. It's how you know what you know. It's morality. It's history. It's etymology. I want to debate the history, etymology, and consistency and logic behind the worldview and the beliefs of atheism. What you say you hold to as fact, but it's really, at least when you believe, you really can't prove evolution. I want to talk more so on the philosophy of science. It's a better word to use to describe what I really go after. There's science, there's knowledge, there's what we can see and observe and demonstrate, and there's the understanding that goes along with it. So, so I want to talk about that, the philosophy of science. How you know, how you know your perception of what you demonstrated or what you have tested is accurate. And we're going to go very deep in that discussion. So we can talk evolution, but notice this, I'm going to answer you. I'm going to answer your objections. I'm also going to attack your conclusions. I think what I want, if this debate goes good, I want to make an agreement that it goes on both channels. If you have your own channel and get a lot of followers, I want this debate to go on both channels. This debate can be initially on mine or yours, depends on which channel you want to make the agreement that it's on. So plus you can ask any questions from me. You can ask any question you want. And we'll see which worldview is consistent. I'm not a Christian because of apologetics, because of answers, because I'm a Christian because I experienced with the Most High God, and He trained my life, even to the point that I received radical healing from hurt, even that my family can see. I'm in a better state regarding my cerebral palsy. I used to 4 years ago collapse in the middle of the street. Now I can walk, run. I can walk like 4 miles. And it was like a block or so, less than a block, that I had collapsed like 4 years ago. And the healing process, the process of recovery happened months after I got born again. I'm talking about I actually got changed, and there's more transformation happening today. I've been more transformed than I was when I first got born again. But of course, it's sanctification. But so guys, that's my challenge. Any atheist, if you want to even come on right now, or my information, you can contact me via my email. It's Bray Guidish. It's this channel altogether with no caps. BrayGuidish@gmail.com, or you can add me on YouTube Messenger, or you can add me on Facebook, or you can comment below this video to talk about having a discussion. And I want to disqualify something. We can have morality, it's fine, but I want you to understand, because I'll use the same criteria unless I can actually make a logical argument against other moralities. But just in the context of your point of view, of your worldview, a morality argument, objection against the Bible and against God, if he actually does fit the philosophical requirements to be an actual God, means unique, means supreme, means above what is lesser than him, less space, time, matter, and creational being. We know we have characteristics and similarities with him, compared with him, but that's logically concluded. That's because we are made by him, made in his own image, made like an artwork of his own person. But logically, there must be, to make him actually a God, philosophical ascensions above his creatures, in which I can prove he does. He is an ascension in knowledge, wisdom. He is eternal. he's eternal. He never fades, not in one part of its being, unlike our flesh fades. He thinks off of wisdom and knowledge, and he doesn't emote as a lot of a lot of people do it. Not a lot of people emote. I don't want to say that to insult anybody, but it's just a product of our society today. We want this bad, but because of the emotional society and the emotional beliefs the whole of society, we are not we, but you guys are more emotional. So here's the open challenge. We would talk on morality, the Old Testament, New Testament, Old Testament, New Testament reliability, archaeology, and epistemology. The first topic we would touch on is epistemology. And we can even add evolution, Big Bang, the eternal universe, and we can even talk. You can even ask the question: how do I know Christianity is true? You can bring up that question. So hopefully this will be a good discussion. And aronra, if you want to actually talk, don't keep interrupting me. And just know I will not be using a lot of Kent Hovind things. I figure philosophy and is better to use than Kent Hovind style. So I'm going to go philosophy. I'm going to answer you with another understanding when it comes to science. Or I'm going to answer you with counter evidence. So even though it's pretty much an ad harm on Kent Hovind because he doesn't have a doctorate, as what I heard, even though that's the case, I will still be talking philosophy when answering evolution. And what do you mean by philosophy? Philosophy, like the word philosophy of science. Philosophy is the understanding, the perception in which you view what you observe and demonstrate and test, which is what they define science to be. So, like for example, evolutionists observe similarities in the gene code, and they assume evolution. That's the philosophy. That's what they come away with. But I can insert and logically make a case that's more accurate concerning the philosophical inconsistencies of the evolutionary worldview. That is a pattern, a connectional pattern by the designer that he put to connect us back to leave a mark that we all created. That we have that the designer created us with similar ideology, with similar framework in which he designed us, similar art, similar design. So we can be connected together, and thus we are connected to a similar ideology or thought process in creating something from that creator. So, and anybody wants to come on here right now, we can talk evolution, we can talk atheism, and I really petition the YouTube atheist, even though I'm not full-fledged on Kent Hovind, because of what I've heard, and all differences. But I really recommend that because I really recommend that you guys stop using ad homs when you talk about Kent Hovind or anybody. Just because he doesn't have a doctorate, wasn't really educated, or lied about his education, doesn't dismiss the evidence he brings forth because he uses quotations and evidences and conclusions from other people. So it doesn't dismiss it as a logical fallacy. So no more. It doesn't mean pretty much anything. As long as he's showing that he's not bringing any ideology that has no weight behind it from his own mind, but actually ideology from other people, from actual sources and actual research, then that's where you attack his research, not his criteria of the expertise, whether he's educated and whether he lied about being a teacher or not. So a abhorrent to the YouTube atheist community. Quit attacking him. If you want to attack him, attack what he says, and not his criteria and not his person. That's not harm. So I'm gonna look at the comments. If anyone want to come in right now or after this and actually take up my challenge, again, the debate is set. The what I want to talk about is first epistemology, which is how you know what you know. Morality, evolution, the eternal universe, Big Bang, naturalism, and the historicity and the etymology of these worldviews. And you can ask any Old Testament or New Testament question. So if any atheist is willing to take the offer right now and come on here, I have another rule. No profanity. No, you can no profanity if you want to have a discussion. And if you say, "Oh, that's a buzzkill," no profanity. Honestly, using profanity actually doesn't make you look intelligent. It makes you look like you. I don't want to be. It makes you look less intelligent. I could come up with something better than that. I could say something more expository than that, but I don't want to be. I don't want to come up. I don't want to be arrogant or something. So here, right now, the debate. I listened to Apologia. No, but I'm subscribed to Jeff Durbin. The problem with a lot of apologists, especially the Calvinists, is that if you listen to someone like James White, he all he has is the intellect. He denies the spirit. Like if they see, which I can defend biblically, if they see symbology or spiritual similarities or deepness in the scripture, they'll scoff at it. It's like they only see intelligence in what can be seen at the surface by simple observance of context. But for example, in the book of Revelation, the book of 1 John, it can have both scriptural context, connection with other scriptures and other principles, and also historical context at the same time. The book of Revelation also is written literally to churches at that time, but has symbology to future churches, future congregations, and generations to come. So that's an example how within Scripture we have layers of meaning in Scripture. For example, when Jesus said, "You must drink my blood and eat of my flesh," that can be connected to the Old Testament, to the blood and meat offerings, and also to peace, satisfaction, to sanctification, justification. See, that means something. But for them, what do you think it means? If he says, "You gotta drink my blood and eat of my flesh," there'll be no part of me. or when he said, Peter, unless I cleanse your feet, you have no part with me. That wasn't literal. Like, like, if I don't cleanse your feet, you're no part of me. That doesn't make any sense. It was more like, if I don't cleanse your inner being, you have no part of me. That's logical and both consistent with Scripture. So that's my disagreement with Jeff Durbin and James White and a lot of the Calvinist field. The Calvinists are ones, big ones that have this issue. It's like, it'd be good if somebody would debate him. But Michael Brown would debate him, and Michael Brown is connected with some heretics and some weird people. So Michael Brown is a brother. I see like he's consistent with his doctrine and so on. At least what I've heard, at least some of it, a lot of it. But with people he hangs out with, people that he supports, is not good. I think I'm going to be careful because we know brethren can be pretty delusional or pretty. You can have like a spirit in you where you like just want to love everybody. Unified. If it doesn't mess with the gospel or your definition of essentials. So he can just want to love everybody and just unite. And he can go overboard by not sticking to scriptural reasoning. So we need to stop attacking people that connect with heretics and think, why are they doing it? Is it for some... It could be because they want to reach out to them. Like, you have a big platform like Paul Washer that you can reach out to people in false doctrine and plant seeds of truth into them and talk to them personally and like try to get truth into them. So the whole attack by Service Christi on Paul Washer and so on, that whole attack that's been going on is kind of, it lacks discernment. And people need to be careful calling out brethren being heretics and going into heresy. Unless I see Paul Washer come out preaching prosperity and a bunch of foolishness, I'm not going to call him a heretic. I'm going to say he's probably doing something that's good, but we can't see what he's doing at the surface of what he's doing. So people need to use better discernment. But back to the atheists. People are viewing, and again, the challenge is right here. I'm going to end this right here. And the challenge is this: if you don't want to be so prideful and think that you just got it all right, all right.
Gotta be quiet. Everybody's going to sleep.
If you don't be arrogant and prideful, then come and discuss. Because let me give you an example. Aronra, guess he himself is pretty knowledgeable. But if you examine his historical knowledge, it's stupid. He has said some fallacious things. So, and fallacious means that's another word for stupid. So Aronra views himself as knowledgeable, but if you examine his knowledge, he seems pretty foolish. One thing he has going for him is his vocabulary. So again, any atheist watching right now or watching in the future that wants to take my challenge, you're welcome to do it. We'll talk on epistemology, how you know what you know, morality, evolution, eternal universe, whatever worldview you hold. Some people hold to the eternal universe because it gets them away from the inconsistency of the Big Bang. Some people actually hold the Big Bang and actually try to bring some foolish reasoning to back up the concept of nothing coming out of everything, coming from everything, coming from nothing, something coming from nothing. So, and the eternal universe is based on an assumption, and it's a pagan philosophy, and basically it goes against modern discovery. So, it's pretty stupid. And well, that's not another thing that's pagan philosophy. Evolution is also pagan philosophy, literally. Atheism is actually a historically non-theistic paganism. And if you think I'm stupid, then go do your own research. And you know what's kind of funny. You guys would be all over it if you could prove that Jesus Christ was a copy of pagan gods. But if I can prove that evolution is a copy from pagan philosophy and masquerading as intellectual naturalism, which is when it's just a flavor of naturalistic paganism, then and you guys would just illogically try to just sport out its fallacious. Come on. If you want to use that kind of attack, then take it, and it's justly thrown at you. Unlike you, I could debunk zeitgeist. I like to see you debunk that you have, even admittedly, by people who knew Charles Darwin, pagan roots. Talk about quotes. It was known back in Charles Darwin's day that this ideology was rooted back to the older times of old. This was known, in quotations, at least one. So this is not some bogus conspiracy theory. This one I can back up, if I can get the quotes. And plus, the whole conspiracy theory thing, you realize that when people really attack the concept of conspiracy theory, it's based on the culture, it's based on their philosophy. You realize, I'm just touching, this video is really an issue about the challenge. I'm touching on a topic here. You realize that if you were in another culture, and where they believed in those things that you call conspiracy theories, they would call you a conspiracy theorist and mock you and call you foolish for believing what you believe in. You realize that? The whole attack on what you call conspiracy theorists is illogical. Unless you can back up with concrete evidence, not philosophical fallacies, your opposing view on topics, then I recommend that you just back off. So what? You thought I was reformed. I don't title myself. I could just go ahead. I could just go ahead and tell you that I sound Calvinistic if I talk, but I don't agree with limited atonement in full. I don't agree with resistible grace as one side of it. I don't agree with I agree they can both be irresistible and resistible. That it's, in a sense, limited atonement, but universal atonement. So I think I say it's both. I'm not a Calvinist, nor should I even have told you that I'm trying to sound like Calvinist try to appease your ears, but alright, I don't try to appease people's ears really. Because I don't care what people think. I talk about a lot of controversial stuff and a lot of stuff that people would disagree with me on, so and I just it was not really out of a good motive. But just tell you, I don't agree with the 5 points of Calvinism, but I do agree with them to a degree. Again, back to back to the challenge. Any atheist? I want to tell you that it's better if we talk during the day, during the afternoon, or during the not unless you give me a heads up. I'll get up early. But it's better if we talk. It's better if we talk. So if you want to talk in the morning hours, you can give me a heads up, and then we could talk. Or we can talk in the early evening or afternoon, or I'm free late nights on Saturday and on Friday. You wanna chat on the topic of Calvinism?
Arlie?
Sure, we can chat on Calvinism. I think that would be a good debate. A good discussion. Not like I'm gonna be prideful. The debate, if you hear the word debate is not bad. If you're doing it out of love and correction, but if you're doing it out of pride and anger and contention, that's when it's wrong. When the Bible uses the word debate in a bad sense, it means people having arguments out of pride, arrogance, anger. That's what that word means in the Bible when it uses the word. So when I say toward debating, it's when I present one side, you present the other side, then we can talk together and try to come to a mutual conclusion or come up with the same conclusion that we came into it with. That's the difference between a bad debate and this kind of debate is to be done out of love, correction, and not out of pride and anger. So yeah, So, loyalty, you're a Calvinist? You're Reformed? At least I'm not calling Calvinist devils, as people like to do. People that like to do that, they examine the historical origins of the doctrines of Calvinism and they take it out of proportion. So that'd be good. If you want to add me on Facebook or add me on YouTube, or we can chat. Well, if you want to give me your number, you want to talk on Facebook, I will give my Facebook right here. I don't care if anybody has me on Facebook. Oh, and just so you guys know, I'm 19. Doesn't really matter. I'm not some kid. I'm 19. I'm still living in my parents' house. I just got out of high school like a year ago. There's mine. I just got out of high school last May, and I'm in the process of going to get a job. that will also limit my ability to talk, but we could go ahead. I've had but one thing I would like to admit that some of the points, or one of the points of Calvinism has a pretty strong point. Am I more? And let me just get back to the topic. I went on talked more one topic on this video, but the video is initially an open challenge to any atheist, any that wants to come on. Of course, it doesn't disbelieve. Well, at least you are not like the mean Calvinist. I came across some mean Calvinist. I came across one mean Calvinist, and he was mean. Like, he was vicious. I came across I know a James White program, and James White rebukes that kind of Calvinist. Like, he was just about like cutting an Arminian views off, and I'm not Arminian. I just don't agree. I don't agree with both sides. I initially told him. Well, Reformed is another word for Calvinist. They only use the word Calvinist because Calvin, historically, it wasn't good. He was involved in the murder of Michael de Sidra, so he's to sign off of it. So Calvin, just do research. You don't want to you don't want to call yourself a Protestant, because an atheist can tear you apart. If an atheist is knowledgeable, an atheist can pull out all the murders that Protestants have done to Anabaptists in history. And James White knows about some. But he would say, well, the original definition of Protestant is not simply separation from the Catholic Church. It's simply somebody that he basically say it means that you're protesting against the Catholic Church. So if you just tuned in, restart this video, and if you want to talk to me on philosophy, history, and so on, you can talk to me as well if you're an atheist. They just leave. A lot of atheists are they're just pretty arrogant. So, again, just let it be known, this open challenge is for any atheist. Anybody that will talk about epistemology or evolution or anything. Not anything, right? You can ask me questions, but I don't want somebody to just bring up one point and just stick on it. I guess this is pretty much done. Does anybody want to come on and join a bit and talk? Or I'm pretty much done with this. If anyone wants to come on and talk, you can comment you want to come on. I know both the Speed 101 he's been on with you. It's built for speed, not built for speed. I'm gonna open the chat. If anyone wants to come on, they can come on. If I get too loud, I'm gonna have to end this chat. Free Hugh hopped on here. Melissa, sent you that video. Can't do nothing. So does anybody want to join to talk? Or the link is right here if you want to join and talk. If not, I'm going to end this. I'm going to give about 3 minutes for anybody to join that wants to talk. No trolls allowed. I already have. I will eject you if you're a troll. But the link is below. If you want to join, click on that link and we can have a discussion. If not, I'm going to end this in about like 3 minutes. If you're having trouble joining me via the link, you can contact me. You can contact my email. You can email me. I'll send you the link. And I will do the link that way. Anybody want to join? Here's my email. That's if you can't join with that link right here. Right. Okay. Was anybody going to join? I guess nobody's going to join. So I guess I'm going to end this. So be blessed, guys. I love you guys in the name of Jesus Christ. Bye.